Okay, we've got our top three finishers from today's Superbike race here at Road Atlanta. Our winner, Cameron Beaubier, second place, Bobby Fong, and third place, Josh Herron. We'll get started down there with Josh. Third yesterday in the rain, third today in the dry. It's early days, and last year you didn't do that well in these early races, so is there any sense of worry on your part or not?
I mean, yeah, I don't want to be finishing third, but leaving the second race way better off than we were last year makes me happy. So, like I said, I want to do better and, want to get closer to Cam and Bobby, but it's, you got to take what you get sometimes and be happy with it. I almost threw it away there in the chicane. I was really frustrated at myself, but luckily was able to put it back on track and pull back away from SDK. Yeah, I think the team and I both, I think they expected a little bit more this weekend, but this has never been a track that I just went well at without really trying super hard. So it's not just one of those tracks that comes easy to me on this bike. So for me, I was just wanting to survive the first two rounds and to leave here with as many points as we have, and especially to climb back and get two podium finishes in the rain now after 2 years of a lot of struggle in the rain feels super good, and I know that we have that in our back pocket now, so I'm not going to be stressing out if there's weather, bad weather coming in the forecast. So I'm just excited to get going for the rest of the season. I think the only track that I have kind of a question mark in my head for this bike is VIR, but every other track we seem to roll good at. So I'm excited to get going. Got a lot on my mind this coming month though, because the twins are due in about a month, and it's gonna be pretty stressful this month, but just try to go back, put in as much work as we can, and be ready for Road America.
All right, thank you. Second place today, Bobby Fong. He was 11th yesterday in the rain after a tip over. Second today. It's always good to have a second race, huh?
Yeah, no, it's nice. It's cool to get on podium. It would be nice to get my teammate up here too. Two Yamahas would be nice, but man, battling with these two guys, I think it's going to be a long year. It's going to be a lot of fighting with Herron and Cam, and I'm sure Jake's going to be up there along with the M4 guys. So it's cool to get some points. I've always done pretty well here over the years, even though I definitely dislike this place as well. But yeah, no, we're going to keep the ball rolling. I definitely made a step in the wet from past years. I'm definitely happy about at least yesterday, our forward momentum in the wet. So we're just gonna do some work from here to Road America. I know we got possibly some concessions on the Yamaha, and hopefully it'll pay off a little bit at Road America. But I'm happy with the team. Honestly, it's cool to get. On a Sunday, leaving to the airport, it's a nice feeling knowing that you had a decent Sunday. There's no worse feeling going to the airport knowing that you had a shitty weekend. So it's nice to put the progressive Yamaha up here.
When you're following him and he gets away like he does, and then you start to bring it back a little bit,
yeah.
Do you actually believe you're catching him, or do you know that he's just kind of?
No, I don't know. I mean, he's a smart guy. I mean, he's a champion for a reason. He's the best out there. He's best in the world. All these guys are best in the world, and they know what they're doing. I've always kind of been known for coming, for whatever reason, finding something in the middle of the races and the end. I don't know what it is, but so I do believe I am coming at some point somehow, even if it's a half of an inch a lap. I know I'm coming, but it's never enough sometimes. But I'm just going to keep putting my work and, trying to stay up with these guys.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Our winner today, Cameron Beaubier. It's a sweep of both races here, one in the wet yesterday and in the dry today. It's his 89th win across all classes in AMA racing, which ties him with Josh Hayes. You're going to make that guy keep racing until he's like 60. Third win of the year, 68th career Superbike win, and you have a 23-point lead over Jake Gagne after these two races. I guess you don't have much to complain about.
No. Today, being able to win with a little gap there felt awesome. It seems like over the years,
shit is going down.
It seems like
press conference over.
Oh man,
it's going to be a red flag, right?
Anyways, it seems like
sorry.
Seems like this place always it brings good racing, good battles. and it's hard to get away from people here in the past compared to other tracks. And so I was pretty happy with being able to run away a little bit at the beginning. And I knew, I was looking at the timesheets. I knew Bob had really good pace on used stuff every session, every dry session we did. So, and he showed it there. Towards the end of the race, he was bringing that gap down. And I mean, yeah, truthfully, I was like in management mode a little bit. But when I tried to start going again, the gap wasn't open, and if anything, it was staying the same or coming back down. So yeah, hats off to Bob, hats off to Josh. They're riding really good. It's gonna be a long, tough season. But I'd say, especially yesterday, that race felt so good for me, getting the first win on the BMW in the wet, especially after the struggles we've had on the thing the last couple years in the wet. So overall, amazing weekend. Awesome to have my wife and kid here. Him running amok in the pits, and yeah, it's been a fun weekend.
89 wins. I mean, how many of those do you remember? All of them?
No.
If you sat down, could you remember every single one?
If someone brought one up, probably. Yeah, to be honest with you, it's crazy to even think about that, because I know how hard it is to win against these guys, and it's such a good feeling and a relief after a win, and it's so hard. It's so hard. Even if, like, sometimes people make wins look easy here or there, they're never easy. They're never easy. So when you're racing guys like this, but yeah, I'm just yeah, truthfully, just thankful for the career that I've been able to put together, and the people on my corner that have put it together for me, put me on the teams, the right opportunities, especially when I was younger, getting hooked in with Yamaha. I'm still super close with a lot of those people that really started my career, that are retired now, Halverson and McCarty, and obviously I'm on a new chapter with the Tytler's BMW team, and I'm loving every minute of it. So hopefully just keep it going.
And it's kind of cool, like way back when, I think you had your first test at New Orleans after the race, and it was with Hayes.
Yeah.
And I remember talking to Hayes the next week, and he was saying, man, that kid's going to be trouble. And as it turns out, he was right. And it's kind of funny now that that's the guy you're tied with.
Yeah, it's, man, especially Josh. Like, he's one of a kind. I think he has taught, all the racers in our paddock have learned something from that guy. He's just, whether it's how to be a professional, whether it's, the training, the preparation going into races, racecraft, how he talks to his crew chief on what he's looking for to, make the bike better. He's done a lot for our sport and a lot in our sport. So it's pretty cool to be tied with that guy. And, yeah, so hopefully I get one more and take it from him.
All right, any questions?
We got anything? Michael's got something.
Bobby, you were mentioning concessions, and hopefully that you got some concessions coming up. What do you need to catch Cam? What are you guys lacking at this point?
Honestly, me saying concessions just sounded good, but
He doesn't know what it means.
I don't know what it means. But supposedly we're getting one, but I don't think it's going to help too much. Realistically, it's not going to help too much. It's just nice to say. The real thing that's going to help is we are going to ride a little bit before Road America. Just work on different setup and stuff. Not saying our setup is bad or whatsoever, but just keep on learning. The crew over there has a million ideas, and he wants to throw some stuff at it, but not too much during a race weekend. So just getting more seat time, honestly, for myself is a big help and a big improvement.
Is that it? No.
Yeah, I got one thing I want to say to Cameron. This is not really a question, Cameron, but I need to recognize the help of somebody who you're quite fond of, your father, Jeff Bobier, who actually, your mom got in touch with us a few weeks ago. We were missing one of your race wins in we always thought you had 20 support class wins, but you have 21. So we recently moved you up to where you're at now. So when Paul was asking if you remember all of them, we didn't remember all of them. So so we got it right now, and this is legitimately right. And congratulations about that. The other thing I want to ask you is, so Matt Mladen has the most Superbike wins, 82. You're kind of within striking distance. I mean, it's maybe a couple of years, but do you you're not going to retire anytime soon, are you? You're going to keep racing, aren't you?
I just want to take it year by year. Right now, to be honest with you, the last 2 years, I've had a couple, the last 3 years, over getting beat up over in Europe and then coming back here and then getting beat up in a different way with injuries. I was at a pretty low point a couple times this year, or over the last couple years. So I don't want to put a number on it. I'm enjoying the heck out of racing right now. I'm enjoying the preparation at home, just all of it. I like being at the track, especially with, wife and little boy. It'd be so fun to watch him, kind of grow up in this paddock. And so, yeah, I don't want to put a number on it. Just take it year by year.
Okay, thanks, Cameron.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Okay, we've got our top 3 finishers from today's Mission King of the Baggers race here at Road Atlanta. It's our final race of the weekend. Our winner today, Kyle Wyman. Second place, Loris Baz. And third place, Bradley Smith. We'll get started with Bradley. 6th yesterday in obviously different conditions than today. 3rd today. 2nd podium already in just your 2nd weekend of MotoAmerica racing. You had a good battle with your buddy James Rispoli there at the end. Why don't we start by talking about, I think you struggled the most from turn 1 down to the bottom through the S's, and I think that's fairly common if you haven't been here before.
Yeah.
Is that actually where you struggled the most?
Yeah, once I went out, basically from up the hill of 1 to turn 5, I just sucked. It didn't matter what I did all weekend, I just sucked. Yeah, I was in all types of shapes, and I lost all my time there, and it didn't really matter what I kind of did or what we did. It was just maybe a track knowledge rhythm thing, it's could have changed anything, I think, with the bike, and I still would have been bad. So something that I need to figure out when I come back next year. But then the rest of the track, kind of suited me quite well, quite, flowing and felt pretty good. So I feel like I scrapped together this podium. Got fortunate, but I made 3 great starts and stayed focused after the red flag. So yeah, happy to walk away from here with 2 decent point scoring finishes. I guess I'm still 3rd in the championship, but that's an absolute...
No, I think you are.
Yeah, perfect. My maths is still working. But yeah, happy to come out of here and looking forward to going to a bigger racetrack, Road America.
And you haven't been there, obviously.
No, it's another one I haven't been to.
All right.
No, it's easier to learn. Way easier.
Thank goodness.
That's the hardest.
Okay, 2nd place today is yesterday's winner, Loris Baz. Really good weekend for you, points-wise, championship-wise, just making yourself actually somebody to be reckoned with in this championship, where maybe that wasn't the case before. It was today, you kept him in sight. Was there any hope?
Yeah, there was hope for sure. I knew that from the first that the only thing I needed was a good start, and I knew that Troy and Kyle had something more, especially Kyle, but I knew that if I could start behind them, we could fight together. But yeah, I'm still struggling with my starts, as I said yesterday, and I was starting without launch control or anything today just to make it more comfortable for me, and it was better, but still Bradley was always overtaking me in the starts. And finally, in the last one, I managed to do a decent start, go behind Kyle. But I was scared going into turn 6 where Troy broke the engine, because he broke the engine on the left, and I saw them cleaning on the right. And I was like, oh yeah, that's not nice. So I just went there and I completely lost the front in the first lap. And yeah, I think that took a bit of confidence there in me, and I was losing all the race there on Kyle. But anyway, I was looking more comfortable with the bike. I really had to go way over the limit to stay with him. But I really tried until starting the last lap to stay close in case you make a mistake. It's really easy to make a mistake with those bikes, especially in a place like Atlanta. So yeah, I mean it's a good weekend for us. We started really far away in FP1 setup wise, so we need to make more steps. But yeah, it was not the good day for Indian, but I'm proud of the job we did. And they did a really good job improving the bike, but we don't have a lot of track time. So if you are far in FP1, it's tough. But yeah, I'm happy. I feel like I'm riding those bikes better. Racing those bikes is way different than riding those bikes. When you go into turn one with one guy inside and one guy outside, you take a lot of space. And when you want to make a move, the bike moves a lot, and it. I needed a bit of time. Like my first start was not aggressive enough, and then I got better on that. But yeah, you need to take really a lot of. You need to be convinced of what you are doing on those bikes when you go for a move, because you can't correct what you are doing. You know, if you try to go inside and then you said, okay, it's not gonna work, you can't come back. So yeah, I mean, I felt like I did improve a lot on that this weekend, and now we're going to another track that I love, where I had pretty decent races on a Superbike. So yeah, I'm happy, looking forward to it, continue improving the Indian motorcycle. So just, yeah, big thanks to all the sponsors of the team, all the guys doing a really good job.
Okay, thank you. Well, if it wasn't for this guy, we'd have an American-made championship, motorcycle championship with no Americans. But Kyle Wyman continues to do what he's supposed to do, and it was his 21st King of the Baggers victory today, his third win in 4 races this year, and obviously has a decent lead in the championship. You got a really bad start, and I think you got a little lucky with the red flag because you would have had some work to do.
Yeah. So you're supposed to put the bike in gear in order to start the race. I have to literally watch the video back because there's no way I just didn't even try to. I must have went for it, and maybe it didn't go, but it would be a first for me in my entire career. I'm just so happy and fortunate that it's a small grid. You know, when you have an issue like that on the grid, especially on the front row, you know, we've seen some really, really terrifying incidents. So Kyle Onsword missed me, and I'm thankful for that. And then I had to miss him and Rocco coming up the hill in turn 1 when they skittled, and that was a gnarly way to start the day. But, you know, it worked out in my favor. I think, you know, the first red flag was a definite gift for me. The second one I didn't feel like was a gift at the time because I had the clear track. I really wanted to continue those 7 laps, but, you know, go back and put the bike in gear again, get another good start, and put my head down. So really happy with the pace. I think I saw a couple 29.2s throughout that, and yeah, it feels good. It's been a little while since I've had a win like this in the class. You know, the end of last season was a little bit more of a struggle for me, even though we did win a couple. It really feels like, you know, Daytona's Daytona, but it kind of feels like Laguna or Ohio last year is really the last kind of really performance that I'm proud of. So I'm happy with this one today for sure. Good for the points championship. You know, we're in a really good spot. I don't think I've ever had this big of a points lead in this class. So let's keep our head down. Let's keep working.
I have 95 points for you and 61 for Loris. But you can do the math on that because I can't. Any questions?
Got any? Oh, yeah, sure, always. I start with Kyle. Yesterday definitely did not go the way that you had hoped for. Did you have a little extra motivation today when you went out to make sure you had 1 win in the books before we left here?
Honestly, I wasn't disappointed with yesterday. I really wasn't. I was really happy with how I rode. You know, you can only control what, you know, you put into it, your effort, and I felt like I made a really big step in my riding, and being able to go out quick in the rain and everything was a step for me. So I'm really happy with yesterday. You know, obviously I wanted to win. This weekend was a good test to see if
is it, like last year, me and Troy going head to head in the championship? Obviously, he's in a pretty big hole now. But the question going in was, is it going to be just Troy, or is it going to be Troy and somebody else? And I think that Loris has shown that he has the pace to be at the front, and I expect him to be a championship contender.
Excellent, thanks. And then for Bradley and Loris, you guys are brand new to these bikes, it's second weekend on them. How close do you feel you are to getting close to the maximum out of them? Nobody ever gets everything out of a bike, but there's a learning curve. How far along the learning curve are you on it, Bradley?
I think probably I can only speak obviously for the Harley Davidson, but there's definitely with heavy bikes like this one, there's a certain way that it needs to be ridden, and a certain way that you need to try and unlock the lap time, and yeah, it's a little bit against my natural instinct, so it's just a case of it needs to be ridden in the right way. And I think that the first sector here probably emphasized my weaknesses on that side. So yeah, it's just important to know how to do it. It's difficult to pick up in a short space of time, but yeah, just need a few more laps and a few more races under my belt.
Yeah, I feel that those bikes give you a really good feedback of what's happening. It's easy to feel the limits, but it's hard to stay there, That's what and it's hard to go there on the first lap. I always need long runs to build my pace. When I'm doing some tests, we did some tests 2 weeks ago, and it was just I need some 6-7 laps run, and I'm improving every lap. But then when you go on a race, you always want to keep a margin. You don't want to make a mistake and crash. In tests, you don't really care. So it's just a matter of being able to stay on that limit where the bike moves. I feel like even on the first day when I tried a bike before to decide if I was joining or not in December, I felt like I was able to feel the limit and go fast compared to Troy. So it's also something that I've did a lot in my career. I've been jumping bike to bike and completely different things 1 week to the other. So I like it, even if it's really weird feeling when you jump on this bike, but also it's even worse going back on a Superbike. When I was in Europe, in Le Mans, going on the Honda, it was you feel really tight. So you just have to switch off your brain a little bit and just forget and try to reset, But yeah, I feel like I'm pretty close to the maximum of the bike, but obviously I can, be better in a lot of area, like qualifying, first lap, trying to stay on that limit, and making the bike better, it needs to be riding. I was riding it a lot like a Superbike so far, and it needs to be riding more like a Supersport. Those guys, especially Kyle and Troy, carry on so much corner speed, so much lean angle in exit, and I always want to pick up the bike, and I'm losing a lot of time in that area.
Loris, do you have any races in Europe between now and Road Atlanta? Or Road America?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe next week, but I'm not sure yet. I'll know tomorrow.
Okay. Thanks.
Thanks. Thank you.
Okay, we've got our top 3 finishers from today's Motovation Supersport race here at Road Atlanta. Our winner, Matthew Skoltz. Second place, PJ Jacobson. And third place, Blake Davis. We'll get started with Blake. Blake was 8th yesterday in less than stellar conditions. Third today. It's his second podium of the season. First of all, was yesterday just a day of not being able to get comfortable?
Yeah, the plan was to kind of wait back. We knew the track was going to dry up, try and save some tires so we had pace at the end of the race. But, once I decided to put my head down, nobody had any grip, but I was just too far back. I feel like all the R9s kind of struggled in the race yesterday, besides Jake. Jake rode amazing yesterday, but I feel like everybody else kind of struggled on the Yamaha. But today, the bike felt amazing. Happy to be back on the podium with my teammate and, just collecting a few more points.
So at this point in your career, are you sort of just monitoring how close you are to these two guys?
Yeah. Last year I got third in the championship, and all season it was these two up front. So, we really want to close that gap. I don't want to be a top 3 rider. I want to be, able to fight for race wins. And, I just want to be closer to them.
All right, well, thank you and congrats. Second place, PJ Jacobson. He won yesterday, second today. Early on, it looked like this was going to be a long day for you. You didn't get a very good start, and then you were pretty far back, and you somehow found another gear and got moving and ended up second. Was that kind of how it was? Were you worried at all in the first couple of laps?
Yeah, it's kind of been a struggle since this year at Barber. I don't know why. With starts, I've been struggling with, so we really have to go back and fix it because we've tried a bunch of different things, and I don't know. I seemed to get good starts last year, but it seems like this year it's been quite difficult. So we have to address that obviously after this because it kind of ruined my whole race. But yeah, no, I wasn't too nervous or freaked out. I just got a bad start, and I knew Skoltz was going to be kind of getting away at that point. But Tyler was kind of very difficult to deal with in the race, so he made a lot of dive bomb passes. So he kind of ran me almost off the track in 10. So that kind of even put more of me back even further. It seemed like because more people came past me there. So. Yeah, I was dealing with that for a little while, and then finally got past him, and then caught up to Blake and passed Blake. But at that point, Skoltz was gone, so he rode a really good race. But yeah, we'll take second today. We got beat.
Yeah, and you've been on the podium every race, so.
Yeah, so it's something to be positive about.
All right, well, thank you. Our winner today, Matthew Skoltz. He was 5th yesterday in the rain. Victory today. It's his 10th win in the class. He's our defending series champion, and it's his 2nd win of the year. Let's start out with yesterday. Was that just a case of not feeling comfortable?
No, I actually don't know what happened there. We were so far off with the setup. In the full wet conditions, I felt really confident. In the dry, I kind of felt that we had the pace that we should win. But those mixed conditions on the wet tires, getting to full lean angle, something was just happening there with the setup. We hadn't, figured that out yet. It's obviously a brand new bike, so those were just one of the conditions that we have never tested in. So I kind of learned a hell of a lot yesterday. It was a painful lesson after breaking the record during qualifying 2, looking forward to the race and coming in 5th place. I think we were like 9.8 seconds back, so we got absolutely smashed. But made a couple changes overnight, and yeah, today had a pretty decent pace going. I think it sounds like there was a hell of a lot of trouble back into the pack, so that suited me well. Got out to a pretty decent lead early on. And I think PJ kept it consistent at 3.3 seconds for like 2 laps, and so I kind of started, worrying slightly there, and I managed to put down a 28.1 about halfway through and opened it up half a second, and then it was just smooth sailing from that point on.
All right, thank you. Questions?
Anybody? All right, I got one for PJ. PJ, the pass that Tyler Scott made on you, going up the inside, did he go through an area that maybe there wasn't an area to pass there? What was your feeling about it? Did you guys touch?
I touched somebody. I don't know if it was Jake Lewis by accident or him, but yeah, I'm not going to complain about it. We're out there racing. Everyone's doing their best. But yeah, Tyler was like, either super strong on 10A on the brakes there, or he's just dive bombing. But yeah, he put up a fight with the wall, like 4 or 5 laps doing the same thing. And then Peterson tried to have it go, and he couldn't do it either. So it was like, someone's got to just make a move. So I feel like I had like a little bit of red going in my head at that point. And then it went into 1, and I wasn't letting off until I passed him. That was for sure. If it's coming down on me or not, we were both getting taken out.
Yeah, that's good. And Blake, just real quick question for you. You seem like a different person this year. Are you kind of more serious? I mean, is this like you're really going for it? This is, I don't want to say you're not still the happy-go-lucky Blake we know, but you seem to be really focused.
Yeah, definitely really focused, and like I said, me and Matt are on the same exact motorcycle, same team. I know the bike can be at the front, so just a little disappointing when Matt can do it every race and I'm struggling. But yeah, like I said, we just need to close the gap to these top guys. 3rd place every race is, it just gets a little annoying. So hopefully we can close the gap to Matt and PJ and start beating them out in a few races.
Thank you.
Does Matt help you at this point?
Yeah, I mean, Matt's a ton of help.
I was gonna say when he stops helping you, that's when you're doing better.
Yeah, being able to look at his data and everything like that has been a huge help. But we're definitely having our own races out there.
Hey, it's Rob with Road Dirt Motorcycle Meet. I want questions for Blake and for Matthew about the Yamaha R9. We got to be there about a month or so ago for the press demo of it in Northern California. One of our guys got to ride it, absolutely loved it. What kind of an adjustment has it been for you guys, especially after rain at both Barber and here, and then from wet to dry yesterday? What kind of an adjustment has it been, to try to ride successfully and really powerfully that triple? I mean, I know it's an entirely different in every way. What are just some of your thoughts and impressions of as you've adjusted yourself to it? Because you're clearly adjusting to it.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel that's kind of halfway between the R6 and the R1. So, I mean, I kind of know how to ride both of those bikes. It's kind of a similar style. You got, much more torque coming out of the corner, so you have to pick up the bike a little bit more than the R6. But I mean, for it being a bigger, heavier bike, it definitely turns really, really well. We're just struggling on the top end speed. Seems like the V2s have us by, 3-4 miles an hour there. But, overall handling wise, I mean, I'd probably say that it's the best Supersport bike on the grid, to be honest.
Yeah, you mentioned about riding it in the rain. In the rain, I felt it was a lot easier to ride. You didn't have to spend as much time on the edge of the tire. We have the torque to get out of the corner now, so we're not having to carry a lot of lean angle and a lot of roll speed on the edge of the tire. And in the dry, it's like Matt said, it handles amazing. It handles just as good as the R6 did. So it's just getting used to riding the bike a little bit different than we would ride the R6.
This is for PJ. I was down in turn 1 when you did the pass on Tyler. It looked like you were locking the front and saving it. It looked like about 3 times. Was that what happened, or it just look worse from the outside?
Probably looks worse from the outside. I guess every time I ride, probably looks like that. But no, I felt pretty comfortable on making the pass into 1 after that. And then, I don't know, at that point, sometimes when you get red going on in your head, it's like you're going to make it work somehow.
Thanks.
Okay, guys, thank you.